Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Callum Smith. Bruce Frisco is off. It's Monday, April 6th. This is CTV News. Tonight, community crossing a long way around in Miramichi with the closure of the Centennial Bridge. Then grocery competition. Halifax is getting more options to shop. And heightened tensions. Mi'kmaq highway blockades are down, but the Premier is speaking up.
Live from our Maritime's News Center, this is CTV News. Here is Callum Smith.
Good evening. Today marks one that people in Miramichi were not looking forward to, but knew was coming. The bridge connecting communities on opposite sides of the river is now closed for a long period of upgrades. CTV's Derek Haggett has the impact and reaction.
The landmark Centennial Bridge is now closed for months. People here know they'll just have to get used to it.
I feel it's going to be huge, simply from the standpoint of traffic and the ability to get around, but it's to be determined.
It makes my morning about 30 minutes longer.
It took us at least 25 to 30 minutes more.
The mayor hasn't heard too many complaints so far.
A lot of folks aren't working, schools are not in, so I think tomorrow will be the real test of getting a sense of it.
The bridge opened in 1967 and carries close to 14,000 vehicles over the Miramichi River every day. Two closures over the next 2 years will see the replacement of the bridge deck and other improvements. The nearly $250 million project began in 2012. The bridge is expected to remain fully closed until December. It should then reopen for a few months and is scheduled to close once again in April of 2027. For some, it's not that big of a deal.
We live and work on this side of the river. We will be traveling the other side of the river for sports, and we will not be doing too much shopping over there.
Others want to see a brand new structure.
I travel that way a lot, but I don't travel anymore because of the bridge closure and potholes in it. I'm scared of losing my car going through.
An abandoned building fire yesterday, a big concern for the Miramichi Firefighters Union, who are calling for more staff. The mayor says an emergency services plan is in place that includes a temporary fire station.
We're working with the union, our staff are, to put in place additional staffing resources as well to make sure that we can get through this period in a smooth manner.
The project is expected to be complete by 2029. Derek Haggett, CTV News, Miramichi.
The most recent data shows the price of groceries in our region rose faster than anywhere else in Canada. Part of the problem has been a lack of retail competition, but as CTV's Hafsa Arif reports, that could change over the next couple of months.
Grocery shopping has become a bit of a game, chasing deals, comparing prices, and sometimes driving across the city just to save a few bucks. But for some Nova Scotians, that could soon get easier.
The grocery industry in Canada is quite interesting because it's quite small, quite dominated by 4 or 5 major players. So anytime another player comes in, it's going to alter the consumer's landscape.
Coming soon signs now sit in an empty parking lot. A new No Frills location is on the way.
It will increase access and likely affordability also.
And it may not stop there, with talk of another discount grocer, Freshco, possibly moving to another former retail space. For a region with fewer discount options, this kind of expansion is long overdue.
We tend to see food deserts in different parts of the region, and food deserts tend to bring prices higher. And so the more stores you have, the better off we are.
And price is exactly where these stores compete. No Frills, known for aggressive discounting in other parts of the country, could start putting pressure on the market here at home.
What will happen is the market will be a little elastic here, and you'll see some price changes at some of the other competitors.
But don't expect overnight savings. Instead, experts insist the real impact will come gradually as competition builds.
Often you'll have the Walmart or the Costco effect where you'll see prices drop for a while. I do expect more pressure being put on prices to stabilize them.
For shoppers feeling the squeeze, more discount options could make a real difference. Hafsa Arif, CTV News, Dartmouth.
A 3-hour lockdown has been lifted at the South Shore Regional Hospital in Bridgewater. Police reported a dangerous man who was supposedly trying to get medical treatment for hours. Bridgewater police say 30-year-old Lateef Tag Eldin has been wanted on a warrant since January and left the hospital mid-afternoon. According to cops, a woman drove him there in a red Dodge Caravan. BPS says a sighting was later reported at the nearby mall, but he was not found and is no longer believed to be in the area. Despite earlier calling the suspect dangerous, police say public safety was never at risk. Blockades may be down, but tensions remain high between the Nova Scotia government and the province's First Nations after highways were blocked. At issue, who has jurisdiction over the sales of cannabis on reserve? Premier Tim Houston says blocking highways is never acceptable, adding it is not peaceful and undermines public safety and respect for law enforcement. The Premier made the comments this weekend after blockades were set up on highways following the latest round of RCMP raids, this time on a shop in Cape Breton. The province has urged police to fine what it deems to be illegal cannabis retail locations, something Indigenous communities do not accept. Searchers in Cape Breton combed the woods over the weekend for a man missing for weeks now. One of those searchers knows the pain of looking for a loved one during the holidays. Ken McDonald was part of the crew looking for Connor McDonald yesterday. The 30-year-old hasn't been seen since March 26th. Ken McDonald's son Justin went missing in 2024. 3 men have since been charged in his death. Now the still grieving father hopes to use his experience to help another family over the holidays.
You can't describe it. It's a void that will never heal. And, right now, I'd like to fill their void by giving them some information.
Cape Breton Regional Police said they found Connor McDonald's truck on Morrison Road and that he recently purchased a green puffer-style jacket that he could be wearing. They're asking people to check their properties and come forward with any information.
Get the Maritime's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
People living on the Kingston Peninsula near St. John are facing a spike in thefts. Reed's Point Pub and Grill was broken into late last month. That resulted in about $800 of stolen liquor. And Yip Cider had a side-by-side stolen from their property, which was a key piece to their operation. Only some of the recent examples.
They've been super upset, a little bit uneasy. You're hearing the same story across New Brunswick and across Canada. I think crime and theft has been generally increasing.
They ripped the smart meter off of our wall on the building, and disconnected the power, and they busted our patio window to get in.
CTV made numerous attempts to contact local RCMP on the rise in thefts on the peninsula, but did not hear back by airtime this evening. China's decision to remove a 25% tariff on Canadian lobster was met with much fanfare, but the problem was prices proved to be too high for most buyers there, so catches sat. However, as CTV's Jonathan McGuinness explains, that could all change in the coming weeks.
Jamie Osborne just set 200 lobster traps off Eastern Passage. He'll drop another 50 later this week.
Well, the catch is not very good. Everybody will tell you the same thing.
Osborne's temperature gauge on his boat put the water at 36 degrees. He says that's too low for good fishing.
Once it gets up to 40, from there to 40 to 50 degrees is, pretty good temperature. They'll start moving a little better. They should if they're there to move.
Water temperature is one reason the catch has been low. The rough seas that has kept boats tied up is another. Low supply means a high price.
Fishermen are getting $16 a pound today, whereas they were getting $8.50 in December. So that gives you some idea of the variance.
That high price means the Chinese market hasn't returned as many hoped, even after their 25% tariff was removed March 1st.
When it's of interest to importers in China, it's a terrific market, but there's half the time when the price is simply too high for affordability reasons.
There could soon be movement on the export front, especially to China. Lobster season is set to open later this week off Nova Scotia's eastern shore, and that should bring prices back down.
Subject to the price, China will have considerable interest, I think. There are times when they want every lobster in the ocean.
All good news for Jamie Osborne, who's hoping to see his catches increase as the water temperature and international markets heat up. Jonathan McGinnis, CTV News, Eastern Passage, Nova Scotia.
All right, still to come tonight, Caitlin's full forecast on this Monday, but next, fuel surcharges on flights. We'll tell you how the war in Iran is impacting the cost of flying in our region. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
With Aaron and Peter. Hey, get decked out with Kent just in time for the warm weather.
You can win $2,000 in patio furniture and decor from Kent. Enter at move100halifax.ca.
Welcome back. The effect of the war in Iran is starting to be seen in fuel surcharges on flights, both domestically and around the world. CTV's Nick Moore now has the impacts for tickets in and out of our region.
Starting today, Air Canada is adding a $50 charge on vacation packages to sun destinations, including a flight. On Wednesday, WestJet says it will add a fuel surcharge of $60 on bookings made with companion vouchers. Late last month, Porter Airlines added a fuel surcharge of $40 on all flight redemptions through its frequent flyer program.
Companies are, I think they're trying to be as sensitive as they can, knowing that consumers are incredibly price sensitive.
Lauren Sheehan is a professor with the Faculty of Management at Dalhousie University and is an expert on the travel industry.
As long as this goes on, we are going to be in this state of either high prices or limbo where we don't know where the price is going from day to day. But it doesn't look like in the current environment that it's going down.
Both Air Canada and WestJet say they're also looking at reducing flight schedules in the near future amid uncertainty with the war in Iran.
Probably about 25 to 30% of the world's aviation fuel does originate in the Middle East. So it is a significant impact on the airlines.
Aviation management expert John Gradick says the world has not seen such an aviation fuel shortage of this magnitude since the 1970s.
We're going to start running out of aviation fuel probably within the next week or so in various parts of the world. And that will be the real kick that passengers and travelers will feel.
We often look at the airline industry as sort of a leading indicator of where our economy is going. And when we start to see companies and individuals dial back their spending on airline travel, that tells us that their mindset is that the future doesn't look as good.
Nick Moore, CTV News, St. John.
All right, it's time now for a quick break. When we return, your complete maritime weather forecast. There's a look at the sunset from the Dartmouth Yacht Club this evening. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Meteorologist Kaylin Mitchell joins us now with your maritime weather forecast. Kaylin, on the way into work this afternoon, it was nice. I could have the window down, but my Lord, those skies looked pretty gloomy.
Yeah, that's right. And it's been a busy weather pattern here in the Maritimes going back to last week, and no signs of that slowing down yet. We basically had a weather system move in every second day, and already there's another low pressure system that's developing now over the Great Lakes region that's going to be mostly bypassing New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island, but is expected to bring in a bit more spring snow to parts of Nova Scotia as we move through Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning. So let's take a look at our forecast timeline, talk a little bit more about that. So first of all, tonight around the region, we're looking looking at cloudy periods and colder temperatures, cold for early April. So expect that for the start of the day on Tuesday. Now, during the day on Tuesday, it's mostly a mix of sun and cloud around the Maritimes, but by the afternoon, the first of a rain-snow mix begins to arrive in the southwest of Nova Scotia. That's along the leading edge of that Great Lakes low-pressure system. And then the snow for that province is going to become more widespread moving into and through Tuesday evening and Tuesday night. There will be a chance for lighter snowfall or flurries around the Bay of Fundy coastline in New Brunswick, as well as for parts of Prince Edward Island as that low moves past. How much snow are we talking about? Well, for a good portion of Nova Scotia, it could be some amounts ranging between about 1 and 5 centimeters. There are some areas, though, that could pick up some higher snowfall amounts. That includes parts of the Annapolis Valley, running up through the Truro area, into the east of the mainland of Nova Scotia, including the North Shore, and into Cape Breton. There, it is possible that there could be some, at least local amounts, as much as 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. Lighter snow expected, mostly in flurries around the south of New Brunswick, as well as parts of Prince Edward Island. And winds in the forecast for tomorrow to start the day will be mostly out of the northwest, sustained 10 to 20 kilometers per hour, some gusts between 20 and 40. They'll start to become more variable in direction, moving through Tuesday afternoon, evening, and night as that low-pressure system passes to the south and the east of the Maritimes. I mentioned it's going to be colder for tonight, so most low temperatures for Nova Scotia will be falling into range around 0 to -5. Down around -3 for Charlottetown and Summerside and Prince Edward Island tonight. A lot of low temperatures for New Brunswick between -3 and -7, though up in the north and northwest of the province as cold as -9 to -12. High temperatures in the forecast for tomorrow in the north of New Brunswick between -2 and +2. +2 there for Miramichi. And down through central and southern parts of the province, the high temperatures between 1 and 4 degrees. Got 4s at Moncton, Sussex, as well as Campobello. A little bit cooler at Fredericton with a high near 2. Prince Edward Island for tomorrow with high temperatures between 0 and 2 degrees. Isolated flurries, about a 30% chance of a flurry for any given community. In Cape Breton for tomorrow, high temperatures between 0 and 3 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud. Remember, though, some snow will be arriving Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, as it will for the North Shore and Eastern Shore of Nova Scotia. High temperatures there tomorrow between 3 and 5 degrees. Low to mid-single digits for northern and central parts of the province. City centers Halifax and Dartmouth with highs near 5. In the Annapolis Valley, high temperatures near 5 degrees. And on the south shore of Nova Scotia, high temperatures between 5 and 8. And that's why that system, when it arrives Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, more of a mixture of snow and rain. In the 7-day outlook for New Brunswick, it's sunshine in the forecast for Wednesday. Temperatures still cool to chilly, though. And then a big improvement in temperatures through Thursday and Friday. Looks like high temperatures will be up into the low teens through that set of days. There's a chance of showers on Saturday. It does cool a few degrees in behind that for Sunday, and rain possible on Monday of next week. In the outlook for Nova Scotia, we have clearing conditions, cooler temperatures for Wednesday. Looking pleasant, though. Coming up on Thursday and Friday, a lot of sunshine. Chance of showers after that on Saturday. Sunday, a mix of sun and cloud, and rain possible on Monday of next week. And for Prince Edward Island in the forecast, clearing on Wednesday, high temperature near +1, up to 9 degrees, though, on Thursday with sunshine, and up to 12 on Friday. After that's chance of showers on Saturday, mix of sun and cloud on Sunday, and rain possible on Monday. Callum.
All right, thanks so much for that, Kaylin. It's time now for a quick break, but stay with us. CTV News at 11:30. We'll be right back.
Tuesday on Your Morning Atlantic, it's Green Machine time.
The City of St. John is welcoming back the fully stocked 14-foot trailer to help communities stay clean and tidy.
Start your morning with us Tuesday on Your Morning Atlantic on CTV2 and Crave.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. To mark Easter Monday, Souls Harbor Rescue Mission served over 1,000 free meals across Nova Scotia today. As CTV's Brianne Foley shows us, the massive undertaking was made possible by generous donors and volunteers.
So we eat this meal not in grief, but in joy, as the people who know how the story ends.
The room filled at noon when the doors of Souls Harbor opened for Easter dinner.
We have 9 drop-in centers that will be serving our Easter dinner today at Souls Harbor, 3 of which will be their very first time. Well, we've actually expanded quite a bit in the last year, and part of that expansion is 3 new drop-in centers, 1 in Dartmouth, 1 in Yarmouth, and 1 in New Waterford, Cape Breton. And the reason is just the need out there. We're able to meet a need. We get into the community, and we see tremendous support.
They know this time of year is especially important for community.
Growing up, we're important with family, so a lot of people that come into Souls Harbor, sometimes they don't have that connection with family, so coming here and being around people in their community and stuff, it definitely adds a special element to the dinners for sure.
Something the volunteers come for too.
I'm retired, and I moved here from Alberta, and I was looking for community. So church, and then Sunday supper, and here at Souls Harbor.
Being able to feed so many comes directly from the community.
We'll be serving 1,200 people across the province at various Souls Harbor Rescue Mission locations because of the generous donations of people. We do have some sponsors like Daryl's Restaurant in Halifax, but overall it's people who are mailing in a check and signing a placemat that we can use to decorate the tables.
Creating a place for people at the table, no matter what.
They love what we do here, and they show up every day just looking for community and looking for chats and hanging out and great meals.
Yes, there are a number of free meals here in Halifax, but this is one that they can count on.
We are a place where we get to know you. You come in, you sit down, you have a little treat, and we know your name here.
Brianne Foley, CTV News, Halifax.
Okay, it's time now for one last break, but stay with us. We'll have a look at your wake-up weather. Here's a shot of the Armdale roundabout, 3 degrees in Halifax. It's Kaylin Mitchell with what you need to know in the morning when we come back. All right, it's time now for a quick look at tomorrow's wake-up weather. Kaylin Mitchell joins us, and what are the highlights people need to know for Tuesday?
Well, it's going to be sunny in the morning, so at least we have that going for us. But temperatures are going to be cold for early April. Morning temperatures across the Maritimes around a few to several degrees below the freezing mark. In the afternoon, it'll be a mix of sun and cloud around the region. There'll be a mixture of some snow and some rain beginning in the southwest of Nova Scotia. And remember, that will turn over to snow for the province of Nova Scotia Tuesday evening, night, and into early Wednesday morning. Chance of flurries in southern New Brunswick as well as Prince Edward Island. Callum.
Okay, thanks so much, Kaylin. Well, it's been a year since a Nova Scotia couple quit their jobs to start a business. As CTV's Brianne Foley shows us, there's definitely love in the recipe at Rosie's Sourdough Studio.
Deborah and Rocco Flores started baking to burn off steam.
My husband and I are both we're in very stressful jobs, and we were looking for sort of an outlet and started baking, and it's just taken off from there. You make some for yourself, you share it with friends, and then people are like, you should seriously think about it. So we did.
Creating Rosie's sourdough has given them new life.
I was always a pretty good cook, not much of a baker. But going through this process, I've learned a lot, and my wife and I are a pretty good team, so she's good at some things, I'm good at other things. So
while they could open a shop, keeping their baking to local farmers markets works perfectly for them.
We've had a lot of people ask us if we want to do a brick and mortar. We really like the freedom. Like, our goal was to focus on family and do something that's sustainable, and this has been perfect for us.
We wanted to have a quieter life, be able to enjoy what Nova Scotia has to offer. So this allows us that freedom and still be able to support our family. And we really like helping the community.
For those looking to learn, Deborah is happy to help.
Starter takes about a good 30 days, and a lot of people don't realize that. But I do offer a sourdough class that I teach at Saffron and Salt in Halifax.
As for the business, named after their dog, Rosie, it continues to rise as they celebrate 1 year.
It feels great because you never know what's going to happen in business.
They can be found at the Halifax Seaport Market and 10 Talon too. Brianne Foley, CTV News, Halifax.
All right, that is your late news tonight. Just a reminder, if you've tuned in late or you'd like a second look at any of our stories, you can always visit our website, ctvnewsatlantic.ca. It's your home for news. I'm Callum Smith in for Bruce Frisco. Thanks for staying up with us. I hope to see you again tomorrow night.